Programmatic video is the fastest growing area of advertising, and although we've seen absolutely tremendous growth over the last 5 years, I still believe that it's very much in its infancy. As our recent study with IHS will show you, in 2015, only 22% of UK video advertising was spent programmatically, and that number is expected to grow to 60% by 2020. So that's an incremental $500 million within this market over the next 5 years, which just goes to show you the huge opportunity that is still to come. Historically, publishers have really used programmatic as a way to monetize their remnant inventory, but we're starting to see them manage all of their inventory holistically now, which means they're starting to sell and package up their inventory alongside their direct sold inventory to advertisers, and really letting them access different pockets and monetizing it in at a much higher value than before. I think every market evolves in its own way at its own pace. The one common trend that we're seeing is growth across the board. So every country is very much growing. We're seeing video spends increasing, and that's that trend is continuing. However, certain markets, for instance in France, they really created the idea of publisher cooperatives, where different publishers come together to sell their inventory programmatically. We're now starting to see that trend spill over into Spain, where you have Iunia, and even the UK, where Pangea has recently launched with the likes of The Economist and The Guardian coming together. As you look at other countries, we're starting to see that as well, and we think that's going to be a common trend over the next couple of years. So although a lot of the focus is usually on the UK and France as programmatic pioneers, we're really starting to see tremendous growth across Spain and Italy. In Italy, 2016 is seen as a breakout year for them. Up until now, they've really been testing the waters with programmatic, but as there's an increased appetite on the demand side for video, we're really expecting them to open up the floodgates on the programmatic side. Specifically, when talking to broadcasters, it's interesting to see how each country is evolving in a different way. So in the UK, for instance, broadcasters are starting to test using data to sell their inventory programmatically, while in other countries, such as France, they're really opening up their IPTV and other areas. So it's one of the most exciting times to see broadcasters as a whole starting to test the waters with programmatic, because they've really been the missing piece, I'd almost say, within the video space.